Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Fatal Frame 2. I'm your host, CPC Gamer, and in my haste to run out of the room in the last episode, I kind of forgot to show you this. As soon as you pick up the doll's head, you do get a diary. And there it is. And now I'm going to show you why I really came down this corridor. If we go through this door, we have another film reel, and a delightful view outside. Look at that. And you just dumped your trunks. My friend Ash has kind of been hoping that I'd pull off some sort of massive overreaction to that one, but nah. Surprisingly, that one actually scared me more than, what was it, Limbo Woman falling from the ceiling in that one room? Anyways, let's go back to the projection room and watch that film that we just now picked up. These things are like cutscene theatre. What's going on with that? Although I will say, sort of a cute-ish little story. My mum recently went to the cinema with my grandma. I think they went to see The King's Speech or something like that, just to really date this LP, you know? And as they sat down for the performance, as my grandma called it, she asked where the organist was, just to show how long it's been since she went to the cinema. Anyways, now we're going to stop screwing around and start doing plot stuff. We've already found the head of a doll, and there's his army again. This time round, she gives us an arm. It's kind of a bit of a jerk move. I mean, there's no real way of knowing that that room is there other than, let me just bring this up, other than looking at your map. So it's kind of hard to find that ghost if you don't know that the room is there. Although with that said, it is kind of a nice way of actually showing that it is there. So yeah, we're going to go upstairs and through this door in a screen room, which is something I prepared for 2 pages of dialogue ago. I think I may have shown this area off before, if only in passing. When I was looking for, what's it, the corner woman, who I eventually found. And, yeah, now we have the other arm. Ooh, and some more notes. Delightful. This particular diary, along with the one that we found when we got the head, lets you know why it is sometimes we find, sometimes they're referred to as a doll, and sometimes they're referred to as a twin. I gotta say, I'm kind of interested to see how that page looked in Japanese. As far as I know, there is a method of writing in, well, all caps in Japanese, but I'm not entirely sure what it is. Now, if you'll bear with me for just a second. That's another ghost that you can only get when you have the Seek power-up. So, we have all the parts that we need for that missing doll. No. All the missing parts that we... Whoa, 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 hey, hey! Hi! I guess I brought this upon myself, didn't I? So, hey! This ghost has... When you want to get a 0 shot for this ghost, you have to do it as soon as she goes to, grab you. And if you want a fatal frame, you have to get her the 0.2 of a second before she grabs you. This is one of the hardest ghosts to get a fatal frame. Largely because, as you've seen, it's kind of hard to react because she's very, very quick. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to equip some good film. From this point on, this ghost is on the Wandering Ghost list, so she can and will attack us in any room where Wandering Ghosts are allowed to turn up. Even in instances where it doesn't make any degree of sense. You'll fight her underground and she'll fall through the floor, or you'll fight her outside and she'll fall from the sky. Okay, so with that done, we're going to go back to that one room with the dolls. It can be a bit of a trek, and I'll be honest with you, first time I played this game, I was attacked by the twins twice, and also had a run-in with the fallen woman and broken neck. Largely because, well, the game decided that it hates me at this point, so hopefully it's not going to do any of that mess again, and we're just going to be able to get right where we need to go. Largely on account of I have the power of cowardice this time. No, seriously, that's one of my superhero powers. I'm a member of the Puce Lantern Corps, and we mostly hang back, take care of everyone else. Kind of like the medic in Team Fortress 2. You know, I was actually watching, I think it was The Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes, the cartoon, the other day, and I'm thinking, Baron Zemo's voice sounds really, really familiar. And it was Medic from Team Fortress 2. Like, not even using a different voice, it was just straight up Oktoberfest Medic. You have to examine the doll a second time if you want to know where to go. My character is obsessed with these dolls today. I swear I didn't do that. Anyways, you have to examine the doll for a second time if you want to work out where you're going. And it's the sealed room that we went to earlier. The one with the guy staring at us through a hole in the wall. Quickest route is, well, as you've seen, through the twin room here. So, okay, you remember, I don't know if I've said it in this LP yet, but I'm sure I've mentioned a couple of times that I used to work with twins. My last job, there were these really cute twins. Well, cute in the way that you want to take them home and look after them, not take them home and do stuff to them. And there was this one guy who wanted to date one of the twins. And by that, I don't necessarily mean he wanted to date Twin 1 or Twin 2. He wanted to date either of the twins, because, you know, identical twins. Both the same, right? I can't honestly say I had a great deal of respect for the guy after that. I grant you it's none of my business, but hey. Oh, great. Now, if you're anything like me, you're thinking one of two things. We have a twin valve puzzle, like the one to get into the basement of Midwich Elementary, or you kind of realise that we have to go and find some doll's eyes. Now, see that one right there, that would have been a little bit creepier if the game hadn't, explicitly set up that that was what was going to happen. Okay, so yes, let's go and find some doll's eyes. By which I mean, let's go out the door and head to the right. Okay, so this guy is the doll maker. His name is Yoshitatsu Kiryu. As I say, he's sort of the local doll maker, and he bolstered his trade by including Western mechanics in his Japanese crafted dolls. And he also used his knowledge of machinery to create the one-way doors and locking mechanisms that we're seeing around the mansion. And yes, as you've also seen, this guy has the ability to make these dolls come to life and chase us around the room. Which is kind of a nope moment to me. I'd never noticed that before. These guys have a really, really creepy face. Look at that. This guy likes to hide a lot, which makes it kind of difficult to get a lock on him and attack him. You can wait for a fatal frame or a zero shot or whatever, but really your best bet's going to be cherry tapping, circle strafing, and additional video game lingo number 3. As I've mentioned, or as you may be able to work out given his last name, he's the father of the twins that we've been finding here and about. And interestingly, he's one of maybe 2 people in this game who does not agree with the whole idea of the ritual. At this point, I don't recall whether we found the diary wherein he discusses it, but he does at some point mention that if we didn't have to do this ritual, nobody would have to die, nobody would be sad, etc, etc, etc. Gotta be honest with you, that's not the scariest graphic you could have used for glass eyes. That's just kind of goofy to me. Oh hey, there you go. If we didn't have this ritual, no one would feel that kind of pain. There's also some equipment on the floor over here. Switch is not necessarily the most useful function of the camera, largely on account of, well, as I've explained before, I don't really use the power-up functions within this game. You see how on the lower left hand side there's whatever kanji for the zero function? If we do push the A button, then we can switch between whatever other power-ups I choose to have equipped. In this case, I have C, which stops ghosts from becoming invisible, and Blast, which, if you've been watching the game from the very beginning, you'll know that it's pretty much just zero, but not quite as powerful. And now I choose to save the game, because screw you guys, that fight was scary. So until next time, goodbye.